is Friday. It's the 22nd of March. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Making news today. A world leader's first foreign trip is always closely watched, but when you've just been put in charge of more than 1 billion people, it is safe to assume there's going to be a bit of extra scrutiny. China's President Xi Jinping has chosen Moscow to make his international debut. It's not the first time he's met Russia's leader, though. He welcomed Vladimir Putin to Beijing last year when he was still vice president. So why Russia? Well, money is probably going to dominate conversation. Trade between Russia and China reached a record high last year, and there'll be more talking shop ahead. It is a big trip as far as China is concerned, but what does Russia think? Phil Black joins us now live from Moscow with more on that. Phil?
Monita, yes, this is indeed a visit that is rich in symbolism, with a few not very subtle messages.
That's Phil Black live for us from Moscow. Cyprus has also been courting Russia in the last couple of days, hoping to get some desperately needed funds for its cash-strapped economy. Well, the answer so far is a resounding no. Cyprus lawmakers are supposed to vote today on a series of bills designed to raise the money the country needs to secure more EU cash, but the emergency debate has been delayed. If Cyprus doesn't get its act together by Monday, ECB funding will dry up and its banking system will collapse. Nick Payton-Walsh joins us now from the Cypriot capital, Nicosia. And Nick, we understand, well, we are waiting for a news conference to take place shortly from a statement. We understand a statement from the Cypriot government. What's happening with that?
Well, behind me, as you mentioned earlier, that initial examination of legislation has been delayed. Of course, that does nothing but...
Well, at least 3 people are dead, including the gunman, after a shooting at a U.S. Marine facility in Virginia. The Quantico base was put on lockdown for several hours early Friday. A spokesman from the Marine Corps says the suspected gunman was a staff member at the officer candidate school there. The motive is currently unknown. 2 Italian Marines accused of killing 2 Indian fishermen during anti-piracy duty are on their way back to Delhi for trial. India had allowed the pair home to vote in the Italian elections, but when Italy then refused to send them back, India retaliated by preventing Italy's ambassador from leaving the country. About 100 motorists are nursing injuries today after a multi-car pileup on Thursday south of Edmonton in Western Canada. The chain reaction collision occurred during heavy snow and strong winds. Officials say 22 people were hospitalized. An attorney for Nicolas Sarkozy says the former French president faces a formal investigation for alleged breach of trust. Sarkozy is accused of taking advantage of elderly cosmetics heiress Liliane Bettencourt to help fund his 2007 campaign. His attorney says Sarkozy will appeal. We have one of the best systems for human rights in the world. Those were the remarkable words of North Korea. It has reacted furiously to a decision by the UN Human Rights Council to investigate alleged abuses inside the country. This was the scene in Switzerland where UN delegates agreed to set up that commission. The council says abuses have gone on for too long within the highly secretive nation. Watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. U.S. President Barack Obama will begin the next leg of his Middle East tour later today when he heads to Jordan for talks with King Abdullah. Right now, he is wrapping up his 3-day trip to Israel. Earlier, he made a symbolic visit to the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial, with now to the Jordanian capital, Amman, and CNN's Ivan Watson. And Ivan, on his trip to Israel, Syria was certainly on the agenda in discussions with Israeli authorities, Israeli leaders, I should say. There, we no doubt it'll be on the agenda in Amman as well, specifically with the fact that Jordan certainly has a vested interest in what happens in Syria.
Absolutely. I mean, Jordan is directly feeling the...
Interrupt you. We do apologize for that. We need to take you now to Nicosia, where there is a live statement on the crisis in Cyprus right now. The Cypriot government spokesperson is giving a news conference. Let's take a listen. All right, you've been listening there to the Cypriot government spokesperson just giving a very brief statement there in Nicosia. He said he did not want to answer any questions about the negotiations that are taking place right now now. He says that because they are at a very difficult point. He said these are very difficult circumstances and we all have to stand up to them. Now, just a reminder for you, Cyprus lawmakers are supposed to vote today on a series of bills designed to raise money. Of course, as you know, the country needs to secure more EU cash. The emergency debate has been delayed. They have until Monday to come up with some sort of agreement, midnight on Monday, to come up with some sort of agreement. We're talking about some $13 billion that they need to secure bailout money from the European Union. So, of course, we are watching what is happening in Cyprus right now very closely. Any developments that come out of there, we will bring that to you. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. It's only his second season back in Formula One, but Kimi Raikkonen is already looking as the man to beat. Let's get more now from Alex Thomas in London. Hi, Alex.
Yeah, hi, Monita. He got the better of the current F1 champs in Melbourne last week, and Lotus Formula One driver Kimi Raikkonen looks just as competitive. Hours time. For now, Monita, back to you in Hong Kong.
All right, Alex, thank you very much for that. We're going to focus on basically where you are right now, and we understand there's more white stuff on the way, and I'm sure many are asking, will this winter ever end? Let's get our meteorologist at the World Weather Center, Mari Ramos. It's all up to you, my friend. It's all down to you.
Okay, you know what? Then you guys are not going to like what I have to say. Well, at least through Saturday. I think Sunday we'll start to see a little bit of better weather across many of these areas. Monita, what a mess, right? Where is spring? Well, you're not.
Yeah, not a very fun trifecta there. It's snow, rain, or a mix of all three. Not fun at all. All right.
Sorry.
Thank you very much for that, Mari. Good weekend to you, too.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
You're watching CNN News Center. I'm Monita Rajpal at CNN Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us. I'll update you the news headlines in just 2 minutes. Stay with us.
This is the #1 international news brand. This is CNN.